For this Sunday, time now for Keller at Large. Last week, the estranged husband of former state Senate President Stan Rosenberg was indicted on charges including sexual assault.
Now, this week, Keller is talking to two Beacon Hill reporters weighing in. Here's Jon Keller.
Good morning. Happy April Fool's Day. We've been talking a lot about Washington politics lately, but this week it's time to refocus on what's going on in Beacon Hill, where there have been some interesting recent developments that could have a big impact on the way things work up there and on the elections this fall. Let's talk about as much of it as we can get to with our guests this week, two top Beacon Hill reporters. On your left, Katie Lannon. On your right, Matt Murphy. They both write for the State House News Service. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks for having us, John.
Thank you for coming. Good to have you back here. So late last week, Bryon Hefner, the estranged husband of former Senate President Stan Rosenberg, was indicted by a grand jury on multiple felony charges. Really sketchy stuff, sexual assault, criminal lewdness, and so forth. What impact is this going to have on Beacon Hill, potentially on the election? I've already seen the state Republican Party give the needle to the Democrats over this issue. Do you see it? Is it inside baseball in the end, or more than that? Katie, why don't you start?
I mean, I think when you have something that's rising to the level of felony charges, as you said, it kind of moves it beyond inside baseball. That's something, that's not a complicated parliamentary issue. That's something constituents, voters, regular people are going to hear and know about. And as you said, the Republicans are already pointing to it. We have elections in the fall. The whole state Senate will be up for re-election, and there's questions of their ability to move beyond this and focus on policy issues as we head into legislative kind of crunch time.
I mean, in the meantime, there's a Senate Ethics Committee investigation focusing in part on whether Senator Rosenberg knew about or enabled what was going on in some way. He has denied it. We haven't seen any evidence yet about that, but that could really blow up politically, could it not?
It really could, and maybe even more so. I mean, there's some plausible deniability here. Hefner was not a member of the Senate, was not a staffer. They can try and put this behind them and focus, but really they have 4 months of trying to legislate with building an agenda and building a record of accomplishment that they want to run on in the fall. And if that Ethics Commission comes back with a very negative report against the Senate President, I'm not saying it will, but if it does, and that comes another month from now, it's a further distraction that could kind of derail a lot of the rest of this session.
I mean, a subtext of this, or maybe what's the opposite of a subtext, an overtext, is the whole notion of sexual harassment and inappropriate behavior on Beacon Hill as a part of the culture. We've heard quite a lot about that beyond just the Hefner saga, and most recently the House Speaker has found himself fending off complaints about the use of non-disclosure agreements and so forth. What do you pick up from members, from the culture on Beacon Hill about how big a deal this is? And do you think it'll be a big deal for voters? Go ahead, Matt.
I think it could be a big deal for voters, and I think a lot of the members acknowledge that, you know, with a life in politics and on Beacon Hill, there's going out, there's after-hours things, there's socializing, and maybe the culture isn't great. I think, you know, the Speaker was trying to deal with this, and he got called out for using non-disclosures. He says those weren't sexual harassment cases. But there are a lot of people, I think, who heard the Speaker a few months back say that he was kind of shocked that this culture existed. He didn't know it, and I'm not sure that that rang completely true.
Can the Republicans make hay off this?
The issues out there, they can. Beyond the culture, there's the question of transparency. In addition to the non-disclosures, we do know that the legislature is not subject to the public records law. Paying severance with non-disclosure agreements could be a taxpayer dollars issue. There's room there to make it an issue. We don't know yet, I guess, kind of how much anyone will seize on it.
All right, we'll be watching that closely. After we take our break, we'll return and we'll talk a little bit about Governor Charlie Baker and some bumpy sledding for him lately, or at least sledding on what's left of the snow. That and more when we continue in a moment. Stay with us.